Hello, everyone. Welcome to this overview on Incurred Cost Submissions, or the ICS for short. I'm Susan from Premier Services Group, and today we're diving into what an ICS is, why it's essential for government contractors, and how to handle it effectively. If you're dealing with cost reimbursable contracts, this could save you time, money, and headaches. Let's get started by breaking down the basics. First off, let's define what an incurred cost submission actually is. At its core, the incurred cost submission is a formal way to present your company's indirect rates to your administrative contracting officer or your ACO. Think of it as a bridge between your provisional billing rates used during the year and the real numbers after your books close. Why does this matter? Well, throughout the year, your billings to the government were based on estimated indirect rates. Once the year ends and you calculate the actuals, you need to adjust those billings. This process ensures you either get refunded for underbilling or settle up if you've overbilled. It's all about accuracy and fairness in government contracting. Miss it, and you could leave money on the table or face discrepancies. Now, what exactly goes into these calculations? The ICS breaks down your costs into direct and indirect categories. Direct costs are the straightforward ones tied to specific contracts, like wages for labor hours, raw materials, and parts, or other contract-specific expenses such as travel. On the indirect side, we're talking about shared costs that support your overall operations, fringe benefit costs such as vacation time, health insurance, and payroll taxes, overhead items such as utilities, rent, and insurance, general and administrative expenses for running the business, and any other indirect pools like security or facilities. While the ICS can seem complex at first, mastering these fundamentals is key. That's where partners like Premier Services Group come in. We offer training and hands-on support to guide you through a successful submission. Once submitted, your ICS doesn't just sit there. It's subject to review and potential audit by the ACO. The goal? To confirm that all costs are reasonable, allocable, and allowable under the Federal Acquisition Regulation. Reasonable means the costs make sense in amount and nature. Allocable means they're properly assigned to the benefiting contract, and allowable means they're permitted under the contract terms. To ensure everything's accurate and supported, the ACO will scrutinize your submission. A word of caution: non-compliance isn't just a slap on the wrist. It can lead to penalties, disallowed costs, or even jeopardize future contracting opportunities. So, accuracy is non-negotiable. Who needs to worry about this? Generally, if you're a contractor with cost reimbursable or time and materials (T&M) contracts, submitting an ICS is mandatory. It's all about knowing your specific contract clauses and maintaining precise records to back them up. Applying contract management rules while learning about the ICS is crucial for staying compliant. If you're new to this, check out our site at premierservicesgroup.net. It's designed to help you navigate these requirements effectively. Let's talk about the structure of the ICS itself. It's organized into various schedules that detail your costs. As you prepare, compile, and organize supporting documents to prove your claimed costs are necessary, reasonably priced, and tied to contract performance, contractors must also allocate costs fairly and consistently across projects. In this presentation, we will review the submission schedules with you. But we start with the key ones. Schedule A, which summarizes your claimed indirect expense rates, including the base, pool, and calculated rate. This schedule summarizes all of the base and pool schedules you have created. At PSG, we always include active links from Schedule A to the supporting schedules. This eases the review process and limits any confusion to the auditors on the data being submitted. The next schedules developed are for the expenses only, the pool costs. Schedule B starts the process and covers general and administrative expenses. The indirect costs are calculated next on the Schedule C series. You will develop a Schedule C for each of your indirect overhead rates, and Schedule D handles occupancy expenses. These schedules form the foundation of your submission. Schedule E details all of the claimed allocation bases by cost element for each of your indirect rates and is the basis for distributing your indirect costs. Schedule F computes any facility capital cost of money factors if they apply to you. Schedule G lists claimed direct costs by major element and reconciles to your general ledger. This is a crucial schedule as all of your costs on the general ledger will be accounted for in the submission. Schedule H applies the rates you just calculated on Schedule E to direct contracts and subcontracts. Plus, there is a subsidiary H1 schedule that shows the government participation in each of your claimed rates. This schedule will be used by the government to determine the value of a full audit or just to perform a desk review. Schedule I totals all indirect and direct costs claimed and billed by contract by year. The government may use this to support any billings for their contracts. You must remove any unbillable or unallowable costs on this schedule. Schedule J provides subcontract info. Schedule K summarizes labor hour and T&M contracts. And Schedule L reconciles payroll to the labor costs, direct and indirect, in your submission. We have covered a lot thus far. Take a deep breath. We are almost done, and the majority of the work has been completed. Wrapping up the schedules, Schedule M lists any approvals, agreements, or decisions with the government, plus descriptions of organizational or accounting changes. Schedule N is the certificate of your final indirect costs, essentially your sign-off on accuracy. And Schedule O covers contracts that were closed or physically completed during the fiscal year. Remember, all this information must be precise, detailed, and tied directly to your books, your trial balance, project ledgers, and chart of accounts. It's the backbone of a defensible submission. Now that we have shown you the schedules you will complete for the ICS, we need to explain the importance of filing this submission. Timing is everything with the ICS. You must submit it within 6 months after your fiscal or calendar year closes. For instance, if your year ends December 31st, the deadline is June 30th. In rare cases, you can request an extension from your ACO, but don't count on it. Plan ahead. And a heads up on penalties. Late submissions can trigger fines or even disallowance of costs, so meeting that deadline is critical to avoid unnecessary complications. To make this process smoother, here are some best practices. First, learn the requirements inside out. Familiarize yourself with the FAR, cost accounting standards, and DCAA guidance. Stay on top of updates. Regulations evolve, and ignorance isn't an excuse. Second, maintain accurate records from day one. Document all direct and indirect costs with solid evidence like invoices, receipts, and time cards. This not only eases submission, but strengthens your position during audits. Third, use a standardized format as mandated by the FAR. At Premier Services Group, we have a fully referenced Excel model that's easy to use and ensures consistency in how you categorize and present costs. Fourth, implement strong internal controls. Establish policies for compliance and regularly review processes to spot and fix risks in cost reporting. This proactive approach can prevent issues before they arise. Fifth, engage in continuous training. Equip your accounting team with knowledge of best practices and evolving requirements. Create a training plan that adapts to changes. We offer all levels of training at Premier Services Group. Visit our website for details. Sixth, work with trusted professionals. Even if you have an in-house team, outsourcing ICS compliance to specialists in government regulations can provide extra support. Partnering with us at Premier Services Group can help you navigate complexities efficiently. If you're seeking help, working with experienced pros like Premier Services Group has real advantages. Premier Services Group. In closing, we hope you will choose Premier Services Group as your partner. We're your trusted guide in government contracting complexities. With 30 years of experience in finance and compliance, our expertise ensures contractors meet standards and thrive. We take a personalized approach, listening to your needs, understanding your goals, and customizing solutions. Our commitment to excellence lets you focus on your projects while we handle the behind-the-scenes compliance. Contact us today to streamline your ICS process and boost your success.